Hello everybody and welcome back to the channel. We are back today with another build video. Now originally I wasn't intending to do another build video so soon after the last, but this one spoke to me on a spiritual level, not even gonna lie. So One Girl Games did a video on her YouTube channel of her building a Hoarders house. And myself and my boyfriend, we've been binge watching Hoarders for a couple of weeks now, and we're on season 8. So I am very into the Hoarders thing right now. And then I saw she mentioned that in her video as being like the inspiration for creating this house. So when she said she would like to see people remodel the house, I was totally into that idea. So that is what I did pretty much as soon as I saw the video. So we're just kind of taking out all the rubbish and things at the moment. You're going to see me stacking rubbish at the front of the house. Ignore that. I have uploaded the remodel on the gallery, and her original version is also on the gallery. I'm sure her EA name is OneGirlGamesYT. So yeah, they're both on the gallery, but I couldn't delete the rubbish in build mode, so I had to like take a sim on the lot and like manually put it in the bin. So all of that's just kind of stacked just now. I also wanted to keep as much of the original furniture in the house as I could, because I was kind of thinking like in terms of the actual show Hoarders, you know, they come in and they check out all the rubbish, they don't get rid of all your furniture, like, you know, if anything's still usable they'll put it back in your house. So that's kind of what I was wanting to go for. Like I did feel a bit Matt Paxton coming in just getting rid of all the stuff, like that was quite fun. So at the moment I am just doing some landscaping. I'm getting rid of some of like the excess dirt but keeping some around the hedges. And I'm also not gonna lie, I have made this house a bit worse. Like all the windows and everything match nicely. So you can see me here adding windows into like the top dormers. In the actual build, I couldn't get curtains to look nice around like the windows like in the kitchen and the living room and things, and they didn't look good with it, so I ended up swapping them out. But by that point I'd already done all the kitchen like decoration, so the kitchen still has the original windows and they're not anywhere else in the house, so that kind of bothered me. I noticed that like as soon as I'd done it, but it was already on the gallery. So I've just kind of rolled with it. Other than that, I did have a lot of fun doing this build. It was good. I kept some things out in the garden I knew I'd want to use back in the house eventually. So if I found like some good like rubbish on the floor, I'm like, yeah, no, that's gonna go look nice in a bathroom or whatever. So I would just like stick that out in the grass. And like I wanted, as I said, I wanted to keep as much of the original items as I could and just sort of make it look nicer as a home. Overall, I think this house is really nice, and I did really enjoy sort of remodeling it. So it kind of makes me want to do more like fixer-upper videos. Like if I might have a look in the gallery and see, you know, what all I can find to do. So we're just kind of cleaning out the kitchen just now. See, like I'm putting the wine glass and stuff out in the garden because I think that would look cool. So we're getting rid of like all the cracks in the walls, just making it as being like redecorated. Obviously all the rubbish that needs to go. The kitchen, I did keep all the counters and everything because like a hoarder, they wouldn't remodel your entire kitchen. Like they just wouldn't. I also made sure to keep the pet bowl because obviously this house has animals. I kind of imagine it being a cat because obviously there's a cat tree. So that's kind of what I built around it. Like I didn't add any more pet items, and I think I did actually get rid of quite a few of the pet toys. One thing that really did amuse me though was the fact that like in the little piles of rubbish, like you'd occasionally find like a pile of pet poo, which it really amused me because like you do find a lot of pet poo in like the Hoarders episodes. Like I don't know how many of you guys have watched Hoarders, but I am hooked in it so badly. Like it is so good. So no, I did think it was quite funny. Also, I'm using my Jungle Adventure tiles again. I am obsessed with these. I wasn't sure what colour to go for. Like most of the house is quite neutral, so I just kind of want to stick to that. But it did also need like a pop of colour. So I did what I could. I also was swithering about making the stairs walled or not, but I decided to keep them open because it didn't flow well with the wall being there. Like it looked nicer having my little end table and stuff underneath it. Again, kept from the original house. So I'm adding a couple more counters in and making sure I've got like a stove and things. I struggled with this counter for ages because I didn't understand it was from a different pack. Like the Jungle Adventure and like Cool Kitchen look so similar, like so similar. I also really struggled with this counter. It kept like disappearing. It really annoyed me. So I fiddle with this. I was probably doing this for like 20 minutes. Like overall, I'm pretty sure I have like an hour and a half of footage. I also started doing the matching cabinets and decided against it because I didn't like all the glass facing doors. Like it might have been cool to have one glass facing door, but nah, I did like the darker wood look a bit more. And you don't have a lot of colour in the kitchen, but I do like just the peak of the tiles. Like I do really like that. It's not often I do a dark wood kitchen, but I am loving this one, I have to say. So I'm just popping all my stuff I put in the garden back in the kitchen in its nice new home. Getting a nice dining table in here because there wasn't room for one before, but now the family can sit down and have dinner together, so that's nice. I was struggling a bit on what to put like in these corners. Like there wasn't much I could do. Like I didn't want to make some of the kitchen like unfunctionable. Unfunctioning? I don't know the word, so it's non-functioning. That's the one I was looking for. Also, that's where I am talking about changing the windows. Sorry, I just totally knocked that. So the kitchen ones behind the counters, they've stayed the same, but I'm pretty sure those are the only of those original windows in the house. So if you look at like the front view, as you'll see at the end, it doesn't look right. So if you're downloading it from the gallery, I would just swap out the windows for the ones used everywhere else. Or swap all the other ones back to those, like whatever you prefer. So here I am working on the living room now. We're getting rid of all the rubbish. It didn't actually take as long as I thought to pick up all like the little bits. Like it was nicely cluttered. I liked that. I also really like the fireplace, and looking back, I kind of wish I mounted a mirror or something above it. Like I think that would be nice. Originally I was thinking of having like the TV unit in the fireplace, like mounted, but then with the windows you couldn't really move the fireplace anywhere else, and that looked a strange place to have like your main seating area. So after I cleared out this corner I'm working on just now, that is where I put like the television and stuff. The desk I mostly kept how it was. Like I thought that was quite nice cluttered items and it saved me doing it myself. The only one thing I did get rid of from that corner is the massive shelf. Like the doorway was too busy, so I'd kind of want to open the room up a little bit. Yeah, here's me finding a table to put my TV on, and I ended up going for this. I also didn't think they'd be a family that had like a massive TV, like based on what computer they have. Like they don't have like a super high-end computer, so I didn't see them having like a 50-inch TV in their living room. I'm also using the couch and chair from Eco Lifestyle. I think that's the first time I've actually used them in a build, but I quite like the colours in this because I was originally wanting to do like a nice colourful living room, tying in some of the colours from the kitchen, but I ended up going for yellow and blue, so like there is some blue in the kitchen tile, but it's brighter anyway, you know. It's fresh, it's clean, that's all you need. I also struggled with rugs. Like I mean, if I looked properly, I could probably find one. But I didn't want anything too jazzy taking away from like, I don't know, the other items in the room. Like I felt like the furniture is like the signature pieces, not the rugs. So I kind of went for more neutral ones. I did add a couch in front of the fireplace because I was kind of thinking like you could have a reading nook. So you've got like your big bookcase back there. And you know, on like cozy nights, you could like curl up with like your book or whatever if you didn't fancy watching TV. I also decided against putting a coat rack in there because you already had like the shelved one. So yeah, I'm just sort of cluttering up the living room a bit now, which obviously is not what you would normally want to do in a hoarder's house. But it's mostly stuff I was gonna say it's mostly stuff we already had, but I'm buying all this new stuff. See, here's what I mean about struggling with the windows. This is where I decided just to get rid of those and swap them. I was going with these curtains for a while and I'm like, nah, that's too much. So now I just end up swapping it to blue. So it's a bit more plain, but I think it's nice. I also struggled with what to put in this corner because I didn't want anything taking up too much floor space, because obviously that's the bathroom door there. Like you want space to be able to get in. So yeah, I don't do much in the bathrooms at all. I changed the counters, I added a sink. I don't know if maybe like the sink that One Girl Games uses was like custom content, because the sink didn't appear in my game in the bathroom or the kitchen, so I had to like replace them, and I just add a little plant because green. It's also at this point I notice we can't fit the easel in the house, or maybe it's when I go back round. Yeah, I got rid of the magazine stack and put the boat in because that was already in their house, and I'm just chucking stuff out the back now to clear some space upstairs. So it's a 2-bedroom house. I kind of figured it was like a single mum and her son. Like that's kind of the story that I put together in my head. Like, you know, in the show Hoarders, people usually start hoarding after like a traumatic event. So I kind of not realised because nothing happened. I kind of figured that maybe this was like a single mum and her husband like died in service or something. And that sort of led the like decline of their home, like that's what sparked it. So after that, she didn't really see the point of, you know, cleaning up after herself, you know, things piled up, and then it got to the stage where she couldn't do it herself. So they ended up getting like professional help in. So that's kind of the little story I built for myself, like while I was doing this. Also, I had so many issues clearing the kids' room. There's a little block by the door, and you'll probably see me fiddle with it for ages because I could not get it to delete. Like, nothing I would do would remove that block from the floor, and it was so frustrating. So in the end, I'm pretty sure I just sat Blarfy on top of it, and we can just pretend that it wasn't there. So I put some stuff in the hallway that I thought would be quite nice to have in the kids' room, and I'm just slowly moving everything back in. It gets a new carpet and a new coat of paint, and it's actually quite nice. I've not used that paint swatch before, but with the items that's already in here and like the colour swatches and things, I actually really like how this room's turned out. I think it's quite cute. So it's got the little dog Blarfy on top of the chest of drawers, so I don't think that'll be functional. But yeah, no, I thought it was fun. I really liked it. I got a little football lamp. You know, it's nice. I think it's really cute. I've also added a little activity table out in the hallway because I figured like that's obviously where I put the mum's easel. So I figured that while she was painting, they could maybe be drawing, and I thought it would be like a nice activity for them to do together. And then we're seeing light at the end of the tunnel here. We're now on to the mum's bedroom, and I don't know, decorating upstairs did not seem to take as long as downstairs at all. I'm just adding slightly more clutter into the kids' room just to make it look a bit more lived in. But yeah, no, the rooms downstairs, I think my recording for that one, because I took a break in between, I think that one was like an hour and a half. Or no, maybe just over an hour. And then the upstairs only took me half an hour to do. So, I don't know, I guess with the other one I was doing like the outside and stuff too, but yeah. It was a fun build, and I used quite a lot of eco lifestyle in this as well. I really like the items from that pack. I was trying to fit an end table in here, but the sort of bed nook's a bit of an awkward shape, so I ended up going for wall lights. Just so, you know, if she wants to like read in bed or whatever at the end of the day, you know, she still has that option. You don't have to get up to put your big light off. Same curtains all around the house. And we're on the final bathroom. I pretty much just copied and pasted the decor from downstairs. So it's got like the same tile and the same wallpaper. I just scooch up the clutter from the floor and add it to the sink. I also end up getting rid of that window, and you're going to see me play about with this for a while. Obviously it's sped up, so I haven't deliberated as long, but I just add in the little windows instead. And that is the build done. So thank you so much for watching. I will link One Girl Games video down below, and I will see you in the very next one. Bye guys!